So hello and welcome. I am with my teacher, Shaolin teacher John, and John is um, a very big influence in my life, and I would like you to hear what John has to say. So, hey John, and thank you.
How are you,
Thank you
Assaff?
for your time. I'm good.
My pleasure.
Thank you. So, are you happy?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
Why? Good question. I have all that I need, basically. I don't need any more. I have a beautiful family, um, grandkids. It's basically about it. The material things don't come into it.
Okay.
Even though we've achieved a certain degree of comfort, that's not the necessary part of my life.
Okay.
Mm.
So you're happy because
Yeah.
the family and
the family.
the emotion side of things.
Not so much the emotion, it's the seeing the family interact and seeing allowing children to come into this world who are free and happy and can interact with the rest of the world in a natural manner without being restricted or harmed in any way. Being able to live like that so that you can pursue a happy life. If you structure your thinking, then the material things just come by natural cause. They just happen. But if the more you try to grasp these material things, the further away they become. You have to have faith in, to use the word, but you need to learn to intend what you need in life.
Okay.
And I've been practicing that now for, over 30 years, probably close to 40 years. And imagination is a wonderful tool. Mm-hmm. If you feel that you need something in life, visualize it and intend it. And things will happen. It's quite amazing.
Yeah. You answered all my questions already, because my questions was about how did you manage to make those things that makes you happy come alive, or the part of your experience, because there's many people who know they want things that will make them feel happy, and they just seems to go in circles, or like they want to go somewhere but they have a really big break.
Yes.
At the same time. How do you allow it?
Well, first and foremost, we need to understand that happiness is within each individual. And once you understand that, then you have to ask yourself, how do I cultivate this? How do I find this happiness that's within me? Mm-hmm. And this is where the training comes in. This is what you're discovering. Through intent and visualization and certain practices that we do, we learn to stay within. Everything that we need is within us. If we can understand that, all the other stuff, it's like a magnet, will come to you. Yeah? Wow. A lot of people are just so distraught. I mean, anybody you speak to, they're running movies in their heads all the time, stories. They're thinking about what happened yesterday or last week, and they're thinking about what's going to happen next week or next year. You can't live like that. You're creating psychological time. In other words, you're not inhabiting your body. You need to inhabit your body. Huh? And once you understand that, then your practice is to stay in the moment as much as you can. I suggest that a really good book for beginners is to read Eckhart Tolle, which is about the power of now, which is a really good book. It gives you an insight into maybe what it means to stay in the now. Having said that, it takes many years of practice to actually be able to train to do that. Once you get the hang of that, you realise what a powerful tool it is. And For me, I've been practicing Shaolin now for about 38 years, and we started off with awareness, the word awareness, being aware, whatever, like, your hand on the table, is the wood warm, is your feet cold, can you feel a breeze, you have to be aware of everything that's going on around you. Once you move on from awareness, you then attach mindfulness to that. And from there, as you know, intent, and ultimately willpower. Those are very powerful words, and if you can make those work within you, extraordinary things will begin to happen.
So it's good things to look for information about, and maybe find a teacher and actually do something that will create a momentum towards.
Absolutely. Passion is another is a good word. I mean, people say, well, for me, I have a passion, as you know, about growing different fruits.
Yeah.
And but passion without the actual, if you don't have the passion, you won't have the drive. So a lot of people grow fruits, but or do other things, or mechanics fix cars, but without that passion, the drive isn't there to push you to do the best you possibly can. And I guess that's what it is. The passion is to try and reach that little bit of perfection.
It was another question I had in my mind, and ask you, because you trained many people
Over the years, yes.
Yeah, and some of them do better than others.
Yes.
So it means some have a different mind that allows a progress.
We all have a different mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a mindset, maybe.
It's a mindset. There's a belief in what you're being told. A lot of people will hear something, but not really listening. It'll go in one ear and out the other, sort of thing. In your case, I've said something and you take it on board and you practice it, and you've had some results.
Sure.
Right? Very few people will do that. Today, people want instant results. There's no such thing. There's no spray can to life. You cannot spray a perfect life out of a can. You have to work at it. It's the hardest work you'll do, if that is your goal. My goal is spirituality. I mean, I like to elevate myself to a higher spiritual level so that my body, my cells, every particle of my being vibrates at a higher level. And I do that through my training. And that's what I try and pass on to you and your fellow students down there.
So, is it fear? What can be a cause for a person to block words? Like he said, I'm going to go and train. So he's got some kind of intention to be better throughout the training. Unless somebody just go and just want to have fun and, say I'm training.
Yeah.
So you have a few different students who want to achieve the same goal. They want to be happy.
Yes.
They want to train with you because they see an example of a person who made to where they want to be. This kind of state of being. So what is the blocks over there? Is it fear? Is it...
Yeah, fear is an interesting word. I think the unknown for a lot of people, that's where the fear is. If I do this, I know from my own personal experience when I started to meditate, and I thought, gosh, what happens if I go too deep and I can't get back, and all this sort of stuff. And all jokes aside, there was at one stage when I was going really full on, and my Lyndall, my wife, was under instruction not to bury me for 3 or 4 days.
Full on.
Full on, yeah. So the unknown can be a deterrent to progress. You have to let go. Give it 100% effort.
Have faith that it's going to be good.
Yeah, faith, yeah. And I mean, the other thing is, do the training, one, because you enjoy it, because it's, it's fun. Don't do it because you expect something, If you're doing weightlifting, yeah, you expect to pick the muscles. It's right. It's a very physical scenario. But for our sort of stuff, it's very slow work. So you do it because you enjoy it, and no expectation that at the end of the year or the end of your life you're going to be from here, you're going to be over there. You don't do it for that. Okay. As you train from time to time, you'll have some amazing experiences. I've had some incredible experiences.
Yeah, I believe so.
But that's not right. They were just
Gifts.
Gifts, yeah. I suppose the proverbial carrot. As you progress, our higher energies.
I remember. I still get the name. Yeah.
Higher energies, and so I could do this. This is good fun.
Yeah. I started training with you because I knew that people who do this kind of training have a different mind to what I had. I knew that if I'll start something like this, I knew that the being of a person who does these kinds of movements and training is much more focused, much more clearer. And most of them are very happy people also.
Yes.
So that was my starting point. So it was the outcome. I just wanted to be different than I am today, because I realized after moving to the other side of the world that I am the problem, not anything else. I was the problem. I went to the other side of the world and the same things that happened to me down there happened to me here. Unbelievable.
You can't run away from your problems.
It's amazing.
They're not out there, they're within. So where are you going to hide?
Yeah.
Simple.
True.
Yeah. Work on yourself and everything else will fall into place. Nothing needs to be changed. It's all good. Perfect.
I feel like closing with it. Work on yourself.
Yes.
And can you say it again? Work on yourself.
Work on yourself to create the intent. Because once you understand what your intent is and what you have, the tranquility, the peace will come. You still have moments when you'll crash, you'll fall down, but whereas 5 years ago, you crashed and you would have been out, say, for 3 months or 6 months, or whatever. Now you crash, you may only be out for 2 days, and you keep on bringing that down. The graph starts to fall. So it gets down to minutes after or seconds, and you realise what's happening, and you say, put a pin on it. Work on yourself. You can't. The thing is the best advice from my little experience that I've had is to sit quietly. You don't have to have any fancy postures. The only posture you need to have is a straight back, the chin in the right place. Maybe this is where a teacher would be good to align your body so that you know what you need. And if you can sit quietly, start off with 3 to 5 minutes a day and build it up. And then people say, I can't do it because I have all these thoughts in my head. How do I stop that? Just keep doing it. And when the thoughts come into your head, don't fight them. Just acknowledge them. Just look at them. Say, whatever. I remember that morning. Let it go. And eventually they'll turn into little bubbles or whatever and balloons, and they'll burst. Right? They'll just go off. And eventually it won't be anything. It'll be just peace, just tranquility, just stillness. And that's what stillness.
And that's the way to peace.
And what you're doing there is by becoming still, you allow more light, more energy to come into your body. So the more energy or more light comes into your body, the easier it is for you to stay still. So it's self-perpetuating.
Yeah.
Does that help you?
Yes, and I think it helped whoever watching this. I hope so. It's very to the point, very clear.
Good.
And it works because where I am today and where I was is completely different, and is thanks to John's teaching and guidance and many hours on the phone.
Well, I remember when you first started to train with me, you were very lost.
I was very
I've
lost.
seen this huge result there. It's very happy for you. You've done the work, you deserve it.
Thank you.
So,
Okay, so I'll see you done in training.
Yeah, very good.
Excellent.
On yourself.
Thank you, John. Okay, see you guys.